Welcome back, folks, to Let's Play Tyrian 2000. When last we left off, I showed off many of the alternate game modes within Tyrian 2000. I first showed off Super Tyrian, briefly, and then I went through all but one of the Super Arcade mode ships. The final one, or the penultimate one rather, I forgot the code for. I'm going to be showing that off in a moment. I also went through some of the arcade mode, showing off how that works. As for the final Super Arcade mode ship that I forgot the code for, that was because it is not called the Naught ship, it is called the Naught ship Z. You need to put a Z at the end, and then you get the Naught ship Z, an absolutely fantastic ship that was not in the original shareware version of Tyrian. How awesome is it? Well, for a start, it has the Astral Zone as its special ability, which projects the ship in outer space. That in itself is awesome if you're not in outer space. And it also fires those Seeker laser cannons. You also have these companion ships that fire lightning. You also have access to the Sonic Wave ability, which is a brilliant ability. You also have, if you move left and right there, you can see loads of projectiles being ejected from the ship. Those, I do believe, damage enemies. I don't think you damage the enemies by much, but this is an absolutely amazing vessel. The downsides of the vessel: it has brilliant armor, but not a lot of shields, and it also has a quite large hitbox, which means it's probably going to take a lot of damage. But that's okay. Hello you, I'll take this here, which is a special weapon that is only on the Naught ship. This weapon is unique to the craft. We'll get this, and we'll also show off there that the ability that the Naught ship Z has doesn't quite work with some of the graphics in the game, because some of them still have bits of terrain around the graphics, so you'll end up having things look a bit weird sometimes. You'll also have situations where you'll be able to see clouds in outer space. Clouds of things in outer space isn't unheard of at all, there are loads of them, but not clouds like the ones we're seeing here. Case in point, there are some clouds. This ship is just absolutely awesome. And had I have played with it for a little bit more than, ooh, look, it's a ship and it has some unusual firing capabilities, I'd have probably stuck with this one all the time. I typically used the TX Silver Cloud, or ooh, this is actually quite a good one. I believe this is also unique to the Naught ship Z. I believe it's called the Naught ship Spreader. And it does have a quite substantial spread of fire, and it's quite devastating. Only downside is it doesn't fire forwards, and I'm pretty sure I'm now stuck with this for the rest of the level. But I'm going to show off just how devastating this ship is, because I think this ship won't have any difficulties defeating the boss of the first level, especially with the companion vessels. The companion vessels that are indestructible, I might add. They do not reduce your shield and armor values when they are hit, because they're not counted as a target that can be hit. They are pretty handy. I didn't actually use any companion vessels. I did get the opportunity to get a lot of them. I also had the opportunity to get a lot of the front blasting things like the Microsoft Front Blaster. I didn't get any of them either, mainly because I had the Seeker Supercharger, and why would I get rid of any of them? They're just awesome. Here comes the first boss. Need to be very careful of that first boss, because we don't have a very good weapon to deal with it. Or do we? It might be quite devastating. The only way to find out is to fight that boss and see. Every single one of the Super Arcade vessels it is possible to complete the game with. They do have some pretty nasty weapons, and their special abilities normally make up for any shortcomings in their not having other weapon modes. Right, these lightning companion vessels, let's just say they're ridiculous. They're absolutely ridiculous, and I would happily use that ship, the Naught ship Z, in the future. That is the final vessel from Super Arcade mode. There is, however, the timed battle that we've yet to show off. These are exactly like the arcade equivalents in the game, except you're working against a time limit to get the highest score. Let's go on easy just to show it off, and I'll also show off in this level the amazing amount of stuff that you get. I mean, that is just an absurd amount of stuff that you just accumulate, including all of these purple orbs that give you loads of power-up strength. You can get really powerful in this level. This was the final level of the shareware, and look at all of the stuff that you get. I'm going to grab that and that, because the rear heavy missile was just amazing. I'm also going to grab the Soul of Zingland here, because that's pretty good as well. we're going to be getting a lot of power-ups for this front weapon before this level is done. There we go. That Sword of Zinglin power-up can be a front upgrade thing instead, but I don't mind it being a special ability. It's quite a rapid recharge one. Also, look at how powerful our front weapon is already. Look at how powerful the Sword of Zinglin is there. Is it a fruit-based beam? We'll never know, but what we do know is, we're getting a lot of things here. We can get it again, and that's not necessarily the worst thing. Also, rear weapon power-up, pretty good. When I was playing through the shareware version of the game on arcade, and trust me, I would play through that a lot before I had Tyrian 2000, my main weapon configuration was the laser. I found a secret level where I could get the laser, and the Vulcan side weapons that I have here, and the rear heavy missiles, which I've got here. And in full power, it was just fantastic. You destroyed everything that you encountered. Nothing survived. Also, look at the Sword of Zinglin there, destroying everything. It's a really powerful weapon. Look at that front weapon there. That's also really powerful. I think the music does shift over to the boss music when we get to the boss. This might be the only one of the time attack levels where that happens, though. We're nearly there. Get those points, and we'll destroy these. I have no idea why they put the flame turrets in this level. They never actually get close enough to hit you. You know what this means, though? We're at the boss, which means more green marbles of doom! They're not that powerful at all, considering how devastating our weapons are. Case in point, look at all that. And we're about to find the boss, and that is what the Sword of Zinglin can do. A lot of damage. A lot of damage quite frequently. We are running out of time, though, and the time means points. But we were victorious, and we get lots of bonus points for keeping all of our lives intact. Not bad, but no high score for us. We are going to go to the second one, which is the space station. This is a tricky time attack mode because you really don't get many power-ups at all. And these do not drop any of the purple orbs. We will be grabbing these though, purely because we really need them. Also, we're already getting really badly damaged. We definitely need that. We need to destroy any of them that we can. And we'll grab that definitely. And do I want that? Yes, actually I do. I want something that regularly fires. No, I want the mini-missiles. Definitely want the mini-missiles. The mini-missiles are awesome. And we want that. There we go. Front weapon power-up. I get the feeling this level only gives you front weapon power-ups. Also, definitely want to destroy all of you. There we go. Be very careful here. Get that. Nope, I missed that. That's unfortunate, but I can get this. Pulse cannon power-up. Yes, please. And do I want that? No, I want to stick with the pulse cannon. Definitely want to stick with the pulse cannon. This level is not that long. It is very difficult, though. Definitely want to wait for these mini-missiles to power up, because we're about to encounter something that was very difficult even when I was playing through the story mode. If you remember, we got to this point here, and I nearly died. I might very well die here, just like I did there. When you die in arcade mode, you just reappear if you have lives, and your weapon gets powered down, which is pretty bad. We actually just want to survive this, because we want all of the mini-missiles we can get for the boss. The boss is coming up. This boss did not last long enough in the story mode for us to see that there is a laser right there. Fortunately, I have loads of mini-missiles, and the mini-missiles can destroy that boss. Nice amount of score, nice amount of time bonus, destruction not that great, and we do get a few bonus points there. And I get to be on the high score! Twice, because I've done this before. There we go. There is one more of these levels, and this level we never actually encountered in the main story mode, this version of Savara. You're about to say, but we've been to Savara loads of times. We have, but we've never been to this version. What we want to do is we want to grab as many... There we go, we've got that. That's really not going to help me, though, because we have no other power-ups. Fortunately, this boss is not that tricky. It is time-consuming, though. To watch out for the fact that we are wasting lots of time here. I want to blow up some of these because these give a lot of those orbs. We also want to get, aha, the lightning cannon. That's pretty handy. we'll keep that. We also want to destroy a lot of these because they have some purple orbs. We also want to avoid all the missiles because, let's face it, we aren't that powerful. And do I want that? No, definitely want to stick with the lightning cannon here. Definitely want... Oh, careful. Aha! The Soul of Zingland. That's handy. We'll have that. It's really useful for clearing out these enemies. Do I want that? Nope. Do I want that? Also no. I quite like the lightning cannon here. Let's deal with you if we can, and we can. Marvellous. We're not doing badly. This level's actually quite long. You can see the time there. That is not ticking down quickly. Also, we'll definitely grab some power-ups here. Almost grabbed the mini-missiles. Maybe I should have grabbed them. But either way, I didn't. So we're just going to have to very carefully avoid that there. We were not ready for that, that's for sure. Now, nothing there is gained. Also, I like the fact that the lightning cannon slowly gets things that fire forwards and backwards. Aha! Front weapon power-up. Definitely want that. Ooh, we're moving faster now. Got to be careful. Don't want to die. Want to save all the points that we can, after all. And there we go with all of that. You're all gone. And once we've shown this off, there is one more thing I want to show off. Something that is quite awesome. When I encountered the final thing that I'm going to show off, I used that quite a lot. Rather, that mode, I played it quite a bit. A lot more than I thought I would. Aha! Here's the boss! It's the same boss that we're quite used to on this level. We encountered this boss an awful lot. Will I actually be able to destroy it, though? I don't know. My weapons are not that powerful at the moment, but the Soul of Zingland is certainly helping. There we go! Boss defeated. And lots of points. Which means lots of score. Which means high score! Not bad. Got to number 3. Probably not going to get to the other ones. There is one final mode that is hidden behind a password. To access that mode, you need to type in Destruct, D-E-S-T-R-U-C-T, and you access Destruct mode. Destruct mode works like Scorched Earth. If you've played that game, you know what this game is like, and there are 5 modes to choose from. 5-card war, where each side gets a mixture of 5 different turrets / helicopters / things that just float in the air. If you have a selection where you have 3 of them and 2 really rubbish turrets, you can pretty much say goodbye to your chances of winning, unless the CPU does something silly. Traditional, where you have 1 turret apiece, the standard turret. Heli Assault, where you are assaulting enemy turrets with helicopters. Heli Defense, where you're defending against helicopters, and Outgunned, where you have less firepower than they do. I'm going to show off the 5-card war and press F10 to turn off the CPU, because you can actually play this with 2 players. Now, when you're on the right-hand side, you're using the right-hand control scheme, which is that you're predominantly using the numpad. To switch between your various turrets, you're going to be using the 5 button on that. You're going to be using the arrow keys, either right next to the numpad or on the numpad itself, 8, 4, 6, 2, to alter the trajectory of where you're firing, and also the angle. This one here doesn't actually have an angle, so we're going to pick one that does, like this one here. As you can see, where I'm firing is changing. If you want to change your weapon with the right-hand mode, it's page up and page down. You can control the leftmost player as well, and they use different controls. They are predominantly better than the ones that you start with. Now, you can select various different weapons, and every single turret has its advantages and disadvantages. Some of them have more health. Some of them have ridiculous amounts of things that they can do. This one here can jump and just fire lots of things. This one just repels enemy shots. This one is a laser, and all it does is it fires lasers. You can fire with the Enter key or the Insert key, and the lasers bounce around, like so. And I just took out the helicopter without the opponent being able to do anything. I know it's cheating to deal with the opponent without giving them a chance to defend themselves, but I'm just showing off how things work here. I'm going to turn back on the computer, and the computer is certainly going to try and fly with that helicopter that is in the dirt, but the lasers are pretty ridiculous. Unfortunately, they do have a tendency to bounce back and kill you. We're victorious, and the music changes. I do like the fact that the music changes, but basically if you've played Scorched Earth, you know what to expect. It's not that much different, apart from the fact that you have lots of different types of turrets that fire different things, rather than buying what things you want to have. You can only control one turret at a time, and typically I like the one here that fires ridiculous things, and by ridiculous things I mean I'm going to switch to a very good weapon here. We have the small nuke, the large nuke. The large nuke, it's this one. However, I don't want to have any dirt in the way when I'm firing it, because this thing is powerful. It bounces, and then it deals ridiculous amounts of damage if it actually hits anything, which it doesn't seem to be doing right now. Gotta hit that there, a little bit different. Now I only have this to hit. The problem with this is that it's going to be difficult to hit. Unless I switch to the other one. No, wait, it's gone. Brilliant. Now, unfortunately, it's only given me the repulsor and lots of dirt-firing ones. This is going to be tricky, and by tricky, I mean it's going to be very tricky, unless I get the opponent to blow themselves up, which happens remarkably frequently. Quite often, I don't even need to use the repulsor. It will just happen. They'll just shoot themselves. They really don't know what to do when they have the repulsor against them. Then again, when they have the repulsor, they're really good with it. And unfortunately, we have the unfortunate situation that I no longer have anything really anymore. I just have this that jumps up and down and fires things. To be fair, it has a pretty decent selection of weapons. The Tracer is quite funny, it just fires really quickly. And if you want to do a lot of damage, well, small amounts of it anyway, if you want to do it in quick succession, this is the weapon to use. But unfortunately, we're really not going to be doing very much right now. The Mega Blast. Now that is quite fun, because you can fire it in such a way that it does, as you can see there, just bounce across the screen. I'm actually not doing too badly now. Amazingly, I'm winning. This is a mode I didn't actually know what Scorched Earth was when I discovered this mode. I played it a lot after playing the main mode of Tyrian 2000 a lot, and I really enjoyed it. I need to get the ones down there, and avoid getting hit by those Mega Blaster shots from the opponent. There we go, you're gone. Now I just need to aim down. Aha! Somehow I won! Marvellous. Let's show off one of the other modes, like Traditional. Traditional literally is just, hey, one turret versus one turret. And it's not that difficult to get the opponent. Normally, because there isn't that much that's blocking the shot. When it's the Asteroid Dance music, it's never on enough. But if you just want to hear all the music while you're destroying turrets, this isn't a bad game mode. In fact, it's a really enjoyable game mode. Really enjoyable indeed. There we go, victory is mine. I'll do it one more time, and then I'll show off one of the other modes. There are still 3 more to go. There we go. I'm not the best at Destruct, and I'm not the best at Scorched Earth by extension. I just need to be a little bit higher. Oh, and a little bit lower. And of course my angle has completely changed now that I have been hit there. That's better. Brilliant. Now we're going to show off Heli Assault, where all I have are helicopters. Helicopters function differently to all of the other ones in that they can move quite freely, and you have a wide variety of things that you can drop on the opponent. Like demolishers, they deal a lot of damage, and these ones here, they have a lot of really powerful things, but they're really weak in terms of health. A few shots and they're gone. Heli defense is pretty much the same, except you're the one with the turrets, and they're the ones with the helicopters. Helicopters are annoying to deal with. They are really annoying. The computer likes to switch them really early on and just use them to cause problems. Be careful though, because if you happen to fire a shot and then go down into it really quickly, you will blow yourself up. Mini here is pretty much the best thing you can do. The helicopter is the main counter to the repulsor. Also, the satellite things there that fire the mini lasers, still one of my favourite turrets. still really good. You can just fill the screen with laser fire. And when the opponent only has one thing that fires dirt left, the turret at the front there only fires dirt, you can have loads of fun just bouncing lasers everywhere. And also the fact that the shots do not disappear until they hit something, which often means that they can just bounce around on the floor there. You camera into them, and they will blow you up. So be careful. Friendly fire is fully enabled. We really want to get rid of you. It's very difficult to fire directly down with the helicopters. There we go. One more, and then we'll switch over to the helicopter defense, and I'll show you what I mean when I say that helicopters are difficult to deal with. There we go. Quite often you'll end up with the opponent just having loads and loads of turrets all bundled together, and you'll just blow them up. This is really just an extremely fun game mode. All of the game modes in Tyrian 2000 are really fun. I enjoy all of them. And you really should have just aimed up there. But we'll move to heli defense, where I have to immediately deal with these helicopters. And boy, is it difficult to deal with helicopters sometimes. Let us switch to a different vehicle, like this one. A few good shots is all it takes to deal with a helicopter, because they don't have that much health. They only have 40, as you can see there. There we go. I have 50 odd points. As long as you're very quick and you have a decent selection of things, like here it's going to be a bit difficult. Here it's going to be very difficult because all I have for actual offensive power is this one. It does fire quite quickly, you've got to be careful, because the opponent is pretty good at positioning themselves. Also, I now only have this left. It's okay though, because I'm raining down micro-based death upon this helicopter army. Okay, this one might actually be slightly worse, but I do have a good angle. A very good angle indeed. These are all randomly generated maps, and I like the fact that they're all randomly generated. Also, just look at the sheer amount of helicopters I'm going to have to deal with here. It's a ridiculous quantity, but hopefully we should be able to be victorious. And once I've defeated this one, we're going to move on to Outgunned, where I really do not have much to speak of. Gotta get rid of this quickly, and it's behind me. That's a problem. Fortunately, the helicopter was foolish enough to go forward. Now we gotta be very careful, because this cannot fire backwards, and they do keep bouncing forever. Just need a good angle here. A little bit more. There we go. Victory is mine. This is the mode I typically played on, because I liked playing with the opponent having an advantage, because really the AI is not that fantastic on this. I never really had the opportunity to play this two-player, which is a shame. Also, those will bounce back on my head. Fortunately, they didn't. Now, let's see if I can have a... There's demolishers. That might be a good idea. No, wait, the repulsor was active there. And a little bit further. A little bit less far. There we go. A good shot indeed, and we may be able to get that one at the bottom there. Maybe one more shot. A little... No, wait, I shouldn't change at all because it fell due to the dirt disappearing. Marvellous. This is pretty much the final mode of Tyrian 2000 that I know of. There may be other secrets, but I do not know what they are. And so, with Destruct is the end of Tyrian 2000. It's an extremely fun game, really fun. If you like scrolling shooters, you should play this game. It's got a lot of fast-paced action. It has difficulty modes that really border on the extremely unfair. I've never really played much beyond normal, and I don't think I ever will be. And it has all of the hidden modes as well, like it has Destruct here, it has the Super Arcade mode, it has Arcade mode, Time Attack, and it has everything else as well, including all of the secret levels that I didn't go to, and just so much. There's so much in this game, and I'm so glad that it's so easy to play. If you like scrolling shooters, I encourage you to give this a go. Definitely, give Tyrian 2000 a look, and see what ridiculous combination of firepower you can come up with. we shall quit now and go back to the main screen. Also, the music is brilliant and the graphics are really good as well. I definitely say this game has aged well in terms of how it looks. Many things about this game have aged well. The plot is, however, extremely silly, but if you just go ahead and ignore the plot, which you can do in arcade mode, all you have left is extremely entertaining action. It's a really fun game, an extremely fun game. One from my childhood, and one, as I said, that I wholeheartedly recommend you give a go. It's extremely fun. But what's to come after Tyrian 2000? Well, I have a few ideas, but I won't spoil them here. This game was quite short, and perhaps the next game will also be rather short. A few short games is never a bad thing after all. Then again, maybe the game will be really long. It all depends on which game takes my fancy at the time. And so, I'm Kikoskia, and that was Let's Play Tyrian 2000, a short but incredibly enjoyable game from a genre that I don't actually enjoy that much. But Tyrian 2000 is one of the notable and awesome exceptions. Definitely awesome. Also, one thing that you can do is if you go into this game and go into the sound setup, you can access the jukebox where you can play any of the tunes from the game, as much as you like. And that is awesome. And so, I'm Kikoskia, and that was Let's Play Tyrian 2000. Trent Hawkins needs a much-deserved break after saving the universe about 70 billion times. And when we come back, folks, something completely different, I'm sure. And so, I'll catch you next time, folks, and I'll see you then. Later.